that moves. enca.com.
Welcome back. I want to play you, Commissioner, a clip that is relevant to this because it's about your assessment of crime in South Africa. So let's just have a listen and I want your response.
When I look at the crime situation over the past 9 years until today, you will all see that there is a general decline, and we expect this declining trend to continue in respect of the majority of our serious crime categories. There is therefore no doubt in my mind that the crime situation in the country is under control and that we continue to make good progress as a South African Police Service.
Now, why I want to put that to you is because I don't think many people would agree with you that crime is under control in South Africa.
What we cannot take away from South Africa is that crime in the 9 years has shown a downward trend.
In only certain, yes, what do you want to say?
I want to say we cannot take it away from this country. Right. Yes, there are areas that could be areas of concern, but that crime is declining is a fact.
I'm not, well, okay, yes,
let me disagree with the Commissioner in this way. If you look at the Auditor General report on 10111 line calls, the Auditor General's report say at least 15% of calls that come in that should be linked to CAS numbers, that is police dockets, are not linked to such numbers. Similarly, the Commissioner commissioned a report of the task team into Khayelitsha police, and it is I must congratulate the Commissioner because it's a really good report. In that report, the Commissioner's own National Inspectorate says the following, that the data integrity based on the 10111 numbers cannot be relied on. Now, that is the first line of crime statistics and managing crime, is getting in the data and linking them to the CAS system, the case docket system. And that is, if that integrity is under question, and I would like the Commissioner to say what they are going to do to fix that, because in places like Khayelitsha, the response time of the police depends on it. Any number of factors depend on it. Just this last Friday, there was a gang fight between kids this high, and my colleague Phumeza Mlungwana called the police. She waited 45 minutes, no police arrived.
But you see, what do you say to that? There's serious accusations about the accuracy. There's serious accusations about whether, in fact, we can rely on these statistics. There's serious accusations about, in fact, whether the statistics aren't being gerrymandered.
Oh, yes, they are.
You see, Judge, the accusations will be there.
Well, let me put this to you so I can sharpen the question.
Yes.
Why did you resist the idea of the Commission of Inquiry into the Western Cape?
Because precisely of what Zackie is saying. Yeah. I had already given them a report that shows what we are doing, what we are identifying. But it wasn't
good enough. No.
Why did you I'm not sure whether it wasn't good enough. He is on record just now, Judge, telling you that he congratulates us because he believes that was a good report. Yeah. And we were showing the province that the issues that are being raised in Khayelitsha, we're not blind to. We've investigated them. We shared with them our report before they could even go to court.
How do you respond to that? Because
all I would say
in a sense it's a contradiction. The Commissioner is accusing you of a contradiction. They did their job, they had a report, you wanted more, but there were the results.
Let me put it to you. We invited the Commissioner down. We gave her extra time to do this report. We didn't get this report until we got it only in the court case. The Commissioner is being economical with the truth. No. The Constitutional Court found that she didn't, and they did not take seriously the report.
What did you say about
Commissioner?
I'm saying he's just reversing. You know, he's just taking going to reverse gear of what he's just said now. No, he's just in front of this audience.
Excellent, but we only got it in the court.
It is not even true that you got it in the court because you quote it in your papers. You quote it in your papers to court. So you can't say, you know, you got it in court. It is not true.
Sorry.
It is not true.
I'm so sorry that you...
It is not true.
Can I...
Well, yes, don't be economical with the truth. Put the truth onto the table.
In this program.
Yes.
And I want to ask Annalize first, but you can respond.
Okay. So the Minister of Police and the Commissioner and the Provincial Commissioner goes to court against us. At AL 87, not ZA or PM 21, is a report done by the Commissioner, her task team. We see it for the first time in November. It was completed at least in August. We see it for the first time in November.
That's according to the judgment.
And I'm glad that you say it was completed in August, long before you could even go to court.
But we didn't see it.
Which tells a story.
We did not see it.
We told you as much that I have had my inspectorate people.
But have you written to us, Commissioner?
You can.
Have you written to us?
I've even met with the Premier
I have
myself.
a simple
No,
question.
have you written to us? We're not the Premier. We the complainants. We the complainants.
Commissioner,
you have not responded
I have
once to
one
us.
question to put
Yes.
you. That commission of inquiry that was called has two very distinguished people chairing it. An a retired judge of the Constitutional Court, one of our great judges, and Vusi Pakoli, who is the head of the NPA. Right? So you've got two distinguished
We
people.
arrested the former police commissioner.
Yes, I said two distinguished people. I'm curious why, if there's transparency in the police, you resisted it. Why would you not trust two people of that kind to come out and give us a full inquiry and maybe give you a clean bill of health or guide you in relation to improvements that's required? Why did there such a determined effort to resist the commission?
Judge, the first thing is this. I have no question on the quality of people that are appointed.
What's your problem?
The big question is precisely what Zackie introduced, to say, before this thing could even go to court, we as the police were in Khayelitsha investigating issues, and all we have said is that, give us time, here is what we are doing.
Can I ask you this
Give us
question?
time to do our work and allow us to continue what
Can
we
we
are
move
doing.
on?
And if there are issues,
I want to
then
ask
we
you,
can
I
deal
want to
with
ask you
those.
something. Maybe the voice between the two. You've got, I know you don't have constituents in the ordinary course, but you all do.
Yeah, we do.
And you cannot tell me that your constituents who heard that clip would have said, oh, do me a favor, please. Meaning they would say, crime is hugely out of control. They all live in fear. Black townships perhaps even more so, sadly, because they can't afford privatized people, which is a disgrace. Not that they can't afford it, disgrace that in fact we've got this apartheid system of policing in our country. How do you respond to that?
The fact of the matter is that I don't believe that we can say crime is out of control. We go ahead with our daily economic, and with that I'm not saying that we must...
the highest rate of rapes in the
Wait
world.
a minute. With that I'm not saying that we don't have a crime problem. Of course we have a crime problem. Everybody acknowledges that. But we cannot say crime is out of control. If crime is out of control, you would have a decree of a military
explain to me
control
what your
taking over
definition
it.
of out of control
no,
is
wait,
then.
I'm trying to respond to you.
Huh?
And I also have issues with some of the crime statistics. I mean, that's been up in the papers and everything. But the fact of the matter is there's a couple of crime stats that one can track, which is more reliable than other crime stats. One of those would be murder.
Murder.
And murder is coming down. It went up last year again, but in general, it's coming down. There's been a 10, 12 year...
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know, sure. But you're saying it's not. I agree with Zackie
Rape's probably
that there
gone
are
up.
areas where there are problems, where the problem is higher. Like, for instance, Khayelitsha. But I'm also saying, let's look at the challenges that the police face in Khayelitsha.
I accept that, and I'm about to get there. I promise you I'm about to get there. Right? I'm sorry, I've got to take a break. I promise,
Okay.
and I've got another point I want to put you, Commissioner, before I get
But
on to
we must
his
come back
case.
to this one.
Yes, I'll take a break first.
News that moves. ENCA.com.